Hi folks, it's the Mighty Jingles here once again with my World of Tanks replays, and what do we have here? This is the Tier 6 American medium tank, the M4A3E2 Sherman Jumbo. What the hell's a Sherman Jumbo? Well, good question, glad you asked. Basically it's an M4 Sherman with a whole bunch of armour slapped onto it. That's pretty much it. How much armour? Good question, glad you asked. 101mm at the front and 177mm on the turret at the front. That is better armour than a Tiger, which is a Tier 7 heavy tank, and this is a Tier 6 medium tank. What the hell? And it's also faster than a Tiger, substantially faster than a Tiger. Well, what's the drawback? Well, there is a drawback, and it's the gun. This is your standard American medium tank gun, 76mm, 75mm, until you hit the T20 at Tier 7, and you start getting the 90mm guns. All the American medium tanks get these 75 or 76mm guns. Yeah, 75mm gun stock, 105mm derp gun. All the Americans get the option to fit in a howitzer, and then you get two different 76mm guns. So what are the differences between these two guns? Well, let's see. The M4A3E2, which is the top gun on the Jumbo, better rate of fire. That is almost up there with the T-34's 57mm ZIS 4 rate of fire. That is very fast firing. In all other respects, it's almost the same. I mean, it's the same penetration, it's the same lowish damage, better accuracy, same aiming time. So basically it's an upgraded version of the M1A1. Well, yeah, because it's called the M1A2. So yeah, faster rate of fire, slightly more accurate. In all other respects, it's exactly the same. And this is pretty much the kind of gun that you've got on all the American medium tanks. It doesn't do a great deal of damage, but it fires fast and it's got reasonable penetration. And once you let the sight settle down on the target, it can pump the shots out reasonably accurately. However, weaknesses. Well, great armour at the front, big old weak spot there in the machine gunner's port. Turret, 177mm. In theory, yeah, but if we zoom in a little, that 177mm is really only the gun mantle. So you can shoot it under the mantle and it will go through no problem. Shooting at the sides of the mantle can work, but it's kind of angled there a little, and you're going to find that shots can ricochet off. Not too easy to hit the commander's cupola, but you can penetrate that. But here's a problem. See these angled sides here on the gun mantle? If you hit those, they act as a thing called a shot trap. And what that will do is the shot will come in, it will hit that, and it'll bounce straight down into these hatches, go right through, and kill your loader or your driver, depending on which side you hit. So that's a bit of a weakness. And obviously, armour at the sides and rear, yeah, it's a medium tank. Shooting from the sides and rear, he's going to go up. So, there you go, the Sherman Jumbo. Let's see how it performs. So, here we are. Sherman Jumbo on Muir of Anchor in Encounter Battle. So, one of the new game modes introduced in 7.4. Encounter Battle, two teams fighting over one flag. Unfortunately, my team weren't that good. And we lost quite horribly. Or we would have, if it hadn't been for the valiant Sherman Jumbo holding out against impossible odds towards the end of the match. So, yeah, I mean, this is a loss. And it was a pretty bad loss. But, if nothing else, it demonstrates just how incredibly hard it is to kill a Sherman Jumbo. And this could have been a win. Unfortunately, the enemy team had one Panzer IV driver who could tell his arse from his elbow in the dark without the use of a map, written instructions and a flashlight. Otherwise, this could have been a win. A very convincing win. So we shall see. Right, and look at the rate of fire of this gun. It really is good. It's a good gun in Tier 6. It's a good gun in Tier 7. You end up in a Tier 8 or 9 game, it's not such a good gun. And that 100mm of armour that you have in the front of the hull, and the 177 you have on the gun mantle, it doesn't matter worth a damn in a Tier 8 or 9 match. But we're not in a tier 8 and 9 match, we're in a tier 6 match, and we're going to clean up. Hello, little Hetzer. I can fire a lot faster than you can, and I can penetrate your armour. There we go. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Yeah, that just blew my tracks off. Didn't do any damage.
Enemy armor is hit. We finished him off. Drive on.
I end up taking 28 hits throughout the course of this game. And if you look down next to my little tank diagram in the bottom left corner, you'll see how many of them are actually damaging hits. Not many of them. I know that KV1's still down here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, KV1 versus Sherman Jumbo is going to take a while for us to kill each other. He's tough to crack, but I am significantly tougher to crack for him.
That's gotta hurt.
So I'm going to find his weak spots, I'm going to punch through. He isn't going to hurt me.
Track hit.
Not one of these shots has actually done any damage yet. I think he does get a lucky shot that actually goes into the top of the turret. That's it.
That's gotta hurt.
I'll finish him off. There we go. And now we're going to kill a Churchill. So I've taken 2 damaging hits out of the multitude of hits received.
We nailed it bad. Penetration.
If you're fighting a Churchill from the front, you always aim for his turret.
Enemy armor is hit.
Half the armour of the front of his hull. But things ain't looking too good here. They're starting to roll us up. Phenomenal rate of fire.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged.
Now,
Enemy armor
arguably,
is hit.
that Panzer IV over there, if I'd killed him now, if I'd gone after that Easy 8 and the Panzer IV, this could have been a win. But it wasn't. So, 360-1H. Now, these guys give me problems. But I'm going to leave him at the KV-1S and I'm going to go and deal with his Easy 8. Because if he's got the same gun that I have, I'm in trouble. Luckily, he doesn't. He's got the derp gun.
Enemy is hit.
That's the 105mm howitzer. And it has
Enemy is hit.
no place on a Sherman Easy 8. Sherman Easy 8 was the other tier 6 American medium tank. It's a lot more mobile than the Jumbo, but
Punch right through their armor.
doesn't have anywhere near the same armour.
Enemy is hit.
So we're going to have this Stug.
Penetration. He's gone. Find another target.
And I've only taken 3 damaging hits so far. I think at some point one of these guys switches to high explosive. Oh no, here we go. Okay, Panzer III-4. Blown off my tracks.
Enemy vehicle knocked
Kill the
out.
360-1.
Tracks up.
This is the only guy who's really damaged me so far, because he managed to get around my sides and rear.
Looks like that one went right through.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have the brains to stay there. Well, fortunately for him. Fortunately for me. And from this point on,
Tracks up. Let's
they
go.
pepper my front with hits, and none of them do any damage. And if it wasn't, you'll note that there are 3 of them left. I've accounted for 2, AMX-40 and 1 Panzer IV. And here's the guy with the brain.
They're hit.
This guy knows how to deal with the Sherman Jumbo. Don't shoot at him from the front. And there it is.
This vehicle has had it.
So, yeah, the team deserved to lose. No question about that. But hopefully, that's about as good a demonstration as you can hope for of just how hard to kill Sherman Jumbo is, unless you can get around the sides and the rear. Hits received. 28 hits received. 9 of them actually did damage. That's a pretty good ratio. And it just shows how hard this thing is to kill. The only ones that actually did a significant amount of damage were that one, 152. These were all trivial. I think that was high explosive spam from the front. And these ones here, these were the ones that killed me. And they were all fired from the sides and rear. Everything else, just nothing, trivial. But killed 5 of them. If it hadn't been for that Panzer IV coming up behind me, I feel confident that I could have won that game. But he did, so I didn't. The gun performance, yeah, 54 shots fired. At 5 credits a shell, that's 250 credits it cost me to fire those 54 shots. That's not a problem. 41 of them hit the target. It's a good gun. It's not a great gun, but it gets the job done. And even though we lost, that's nearly 1200 XP, which is certainly nothing to be ashamed of, and a decent amount of credits. Repairs completely trivial. This is a very, very cheap tank to repair. So that was the Sherman Jumbo in what I hope was a pretty good demonstration of just how tough a little bugger it is. Hope you enjoyed the video. Certainly hope you enjoyed it more than I enjoyed playing that match. Catch you next time.